I've been cubing for about 4 years now, and it's just within the last 6 months that I've really started improving. I haven't been able to really break that 10-second barrier though. I'll get maybe a sub 10 single solve, but I usually average around 12 to 14 seconds. I've heard watching your own solves is a good way to improve on different aspects of cubing that you might not even be aware of in the actual solve. I'm going to be taking a look at 5 different solves and find ways that I can improve my time. So let's take a look. Okay, first of all, I don't even see this pair in inspection, which is an example of me not using inspection very well. You can tell I've got some weird cross regrips here because I'm not really sure what to do because I didn't really plan it out in inspection at all. Again, having to use inspection better. Okay, I split this pair up here and I'm not even aware of it, which then causes me to do a bunch of U moves to find this pair and reassemble it, which is kind of a waste of time since they were already assembled to begin with. Okay, and then decent OLL recognition, horrible PLL recognition. I need to get better at that. Okay, all in all, a decent solve. I need to utilize inspection time better, find that first F2L pair right off the bat. I need better look ahead, which I think will improve with better inspection. And then I need to stop doing pointless U moves to find everything, which I think all of this stuff can be improved when I improve my inspection time. Okay, next solve. Okay, so let's see. Long pause because I did not use inspection time. Across is still weak here. Still looking a lot because I did not use inspection time well. Another long pause because I am looking for stuff that I should have already seen in inspection. I should have sledgehammered this F2L pair so that I didn't split up this F2L pair, because now I'm pausing to look for the F2L pair that was just paired. I don't know this OLL, which I've learned them all except this one. So I do some random other OLL and then leads me into this OLL. I don't have to rotate the cube or do any U moves to recognize this PLL, so I think that's pretty good for me because most of the time I do have to rotate. So in conclusion, more time in inspection to reduce pauses, like more turning consistency for better look ahead. So by that I mean if I see a certain F2L pair that I can pair up really fast, to slow it down so that I can see what I'm going to do next rather than doing the move really fast and then having to pause to look for it for the next F2L pair. And learning that one PLL. Okay, next solve. Okay, first off, I need to recognize F2L pairs that are already assembled in inspection so that I don't have a super long pause looking for an F2L pair that's right in front of my face. So I insert it in the back, which is pretty decent. I should have sledgehammered one of these so that I wouldn't have had to split up one of the F2L pairs and done all these cube rotations. This incredibly long pause is me being totally shocked that I already finished all of F2L, resulting in almost a 1 second pause, which is not good. And then I do some pointless U moves because I couldn't recognize probably one of the most recognizable OLL cases. And then I'd end up not hitting the spacebar and stopping the time. So in conclusion, I need to recognize good F12 pairs in inspection and in look ahead, and honestly just recognize F12 pairs that are already assembled. Stop doing pointless U moves, which is something I do when I can't find anything, so I'm just like scrambling to find something, and actually hitting the spacebar when I want the timer to stop, because that resulted in a loss of like 0.30 seconds, but 0.30 seconds can be the difference between a world record and a not world record. So yeah. Okay, in this solve, I basically get F12 tunnel vision and don't recognize basically any F12 cases that are right in front of my face. So I spend a lot of time pausing and looking when I could have easily had something right there. And that F12 pair I did not recognize at all and did not put in the right slot. This is a pretty easy OLL case. And then a long pause again, regrip, just because that's what the algorithm calls for. Okay, that one, pretty much the biggest issue, which could have made a huge difference in the actual solve time, was the F12 issues that I had. I really had F12 tunnel vision and was really focused on probably like one of the more difficult F12 cases to execute in that solve, when there was already F12 pairs together and easily solvable and recognizable, but I did not see it at all. So that's something I definitely need to work on. Next solve. Okay, so I go for yellow cross here. And then I go for that first F12 pair, the red and green. And then I see that orange and blue, which is good, right in the front. Okay, this F12 trick here I learned it to put the F12 pair in the front right there. So I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't muscle memoried that trick. And I would have put it in the right slot. This OLL I should have been able to recognize based on the fact that that white corner piece is at the front, and then I do a U2 move with my index finger both times. So in review, probably better look ahead, being able to recognize OLL from all angles so I don't have to do a bunch of like U moves and all that. And then that U2 finger trick at the end, I usually do U2 moves with my index and then middle finger, but I decided to do it with my index finger, which probably slowed me down a bit. After reviewing 5 of my solves, I realized how much I need to use inspection time to its fullest potential. Look ahead is just terrible throughout all of them, but I think that's mainly because I don't do a ton in inspection, and so look ahead just takes longer because I've seen less of what's going to happen. Being able to recognize OLL from all sides I think will really help, just because I won't have to do a bunch of those U moves to figure out, or like cube rotations to figure out which OLL is happening, and then being able to recognize PLL from all directions as well, because that will just make it easier and less cube rotating and less U moves. So my goal, my dream, my hope is to reach sub 10 average. So right now, like I said, I average around 12 to 14 seconds. So hopefully with these improvements in mind, I'll be able to reach at least like a 10-second average or sub 10. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.